Well, Coach, the calendar may say autumn, but temperatures are still pretty sweltering here in North Florida. But the good news, the radar is clear. Still, hydration will be key today at TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Houston Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Here we go. 90 Wolf.
A first carry for Leonard Fournette. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
J.J. Watt makes another tackle there, and it's for a minimal gain. And let's face it, if that's all you're going to get running the ball, you're not going to have much success against him and his team.
Or, yeah, you better find a way to go around J.J. Watt, which isn't easy to do.
It's really not, because you got to try everything. Can you go around him? Can you go by him? Can you influence him to get him out of position so maybe you can wall him off? He's a really sharp, intelligent player, as well as a physical specimen.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
I got it. Check 52.
Out of the pistol, it's Fournette. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Hey, high 7.
Back to throw. And able to find Conley. A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, first down.
And the Jaguars, first down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Down. 10-2 stop.
Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got? What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Give me some. Give me some. Here we go. Hey, check 24. Watch 24.
You're out.
Watch the safety creep. Check 31. Check 31.
Keep him.
Fournette, a first down carry. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Set, ready? 30 base.
Hey,
Fire.
On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
So now facing a 3rd and 16 following back-to-back running plays that went in the wrong direction.
Look at me. Zipper. Ready?
They'll look to throw. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that is incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 16. Off of play action, it's Watson. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Telvin Smith in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. Now a handoff here to his running back. And they'll get him down here at the 23. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. A shotgun snap for Watson. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
A quick throw complete to Chark. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Break. 41's the mic. Check 41. Check pass.
2nd and 9 now. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. So they've been unable to capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9.
Mike 41. We got a wedge there, huh? They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer. Y'all playing dude.
Looking to throw. Looking for the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let go.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. It's been an awfully slow start for them. This is their 3rd possession. They don't have a first down yet.
So that means they have to change up what they're doing, and for some teams, it's a change in tempo, usually moving it to more up-tempo type of an offense just to try and change their fortunes right now. What they've been doing so far isn't working. Maybe they'll do that.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Watson off play action. And he fires one that's intercepted. He's picked off just shy of midfield. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
He's checking, he's checking, he's checking. Crash.
Greystone, travel.
Check.
Look, squeeze, snap.
Now Leonard Fournette.
Go, run.
And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. That one good for 33 and a first.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Let's go.
They'll come out in the pistol. The Jags with their first opportunity in the red zone. They've got a 1st and goal just inside the 5. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And the Texans scoop it. And a big turn. Over there as his guys will get the football back.
1st down and 10.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And really, they're pretty fortunate right now to only be down 3-0 following 2 turnovers. They've got it now 1st and 10. And now the Jags going to signal for another timeout. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
And Watson's going to go down in the end zone. It's a safety. And Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
Ready to break.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And so close to hitting pay dirt last time, fumbling down near the goal line. Now, how does that affect their psyche this time around?
It's a tester, that's for sure, because to be that close and come away with no points is really disappointing, not just for the guys on offense, but the defensive players, too, who thought, hey, we're going to put some points up and have a little momentum going. They've got to find a way to just get it out of their minds, let it go,
Short-term memory,
and move on to the next series.
A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Here's a 2nd and 2 at the 33-yard line.
An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports.
Texans nothing.
Got it.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
Shift. 6 guys. Check 6 guys.
Hey, lock it.
He's coming. We got double up.
They'll run with Fournette. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard. The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on second down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on third down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
The Jaguars on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. Give him 6 yards in the first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
A running play here on first down is going to go nowhere as he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
On the set.
41 Mike.
Blue draw Corker.
Check 99. Check 99.
Hey, Alpha. Five.
2nd and 13. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Bernardrick McKinney muscled his way in for the sack.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. They don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a bases clearing double, isn't it? Give up a couple of runs.
Sure.
just messes things up for you offensively. But now they've got to go ahead, take it, set it aside, and move forward.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts. And with that, they're now out of timeouts. There's still plenty of time remaining here in this second quarter.
I'm going to run you over. I'm going to run you over. Hey, pick the line. No. 48, Mike. Right here. Hey, look, 48. Look. Hey, you know Mike the 48 right now. Let's go. Hey, watch the snap. Learn. 48, Mike. 49, let's go.
3rd and long. It's Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. Now the Jags will have great field position to start this drive as they take over on the short side of the field.
Ready. AT Gator.
Strip the ball. Strip that ball. Tighten up. Pick the edge. Come.
Spot. 22 jet bomber. 22 jet bomber.
They'll run on first down. Barker, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. We become so accustomed to it, you sort of take it for granted.
You really do, but he is so good that every team in his division, every year, is trying to make sure they draft people charged with trying to block J.J. Watt. So far, hasn't been too successful.
They'll throw down the field, caught by his running back. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a first down.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Let's go.
Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
Now Fournette. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Brings up second and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10.
Mike 41.
Bravo.
Watch the slats. Watch the slat. 41's the Mike. 41's the Mike. Check 41.
Yep.
Get that ball, D. Let's get that ball.
61. Matchbox. What now?
Second and 10. Flushed out right. And he's going to keep it here. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's third down.
For Ludwig McKinney on the tackle. A gain of 1. Brings up third down and 9.
Ready, set.
They need to get this to the 24 on third down.
Jim.
Recon. 132 fighter.
He'll drop to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. The linebacker, Zach Cunningham, there defensively to make that play.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him. And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over at the spot of the placement. So now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
Check out. I think
Watson on first down. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line.
You're trailing, you're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. From the 32 now, here's first and 10.
You got to be ready. Don't be scared of it. Undercrush.
Go.
Check out read.
Yo, go. Hey. Go.
They'll try the right side here with Fournette. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. The tackle that time by Zach Cunningham.
1 yard gain.
So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. And Lambeau will put this one through. So how about the turn of events there at the end of the half?
This is one where you go charging into your locker room having collected 3 points you didn't expect to get, and you look across the field and you see guys kind of pointing fingers at each other like, dude, how'd you turn it over and make us give up 3 right there?
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half.
Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Houston. A big play there. His 11th touchdown of the year as his guys have cut the lead down to 2. Now Watson, he's going to lead the Texans up to go for 2. Completes it to Dixon. And he is not going to make it to the end zone. The defense stands tall, and they're going to hold on to their 8-6 lead. Boy, it's only a one-score game. Third quarter, mind you, but they're going to go for the onside kick right here. And whistle blown. A timeout here is taken, and it's taken by the kicking team. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10.
X3. 218, chopper.
Trying to get the run game going. This is Fournette. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustment, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
41's the mic. Hey, let's get him home.
Now. Pilot, 64, weak.
2nd and 14. That's out to his running back, Fournette. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Let's go, baby. Turn it over. Get that ball. Get that ball.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Forced out to his left. Now he'll square up and throw. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
Watch the shit. Watch the shit. Hey, watch ship. Watch the ship.
Yes. Fight.
Fournette running out of the gun.
I got you, boy.
A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
They're going to look to throw. And that will be incomplete. Bradley Roby there defensively.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Now they'll run it on the toss. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down. On that last run, he's now hit the 6,000-yard mark for rushing yards in his career.
And moves him squarely into the top 100 rushers of all time. In fact, he can boast that he's rushed for over 1,000 yards more than Gale Sayers did in his career. And Gale Sayers was a Hall of Famer in a short career.
And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one goes for 30 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. And to give this time to the tailback. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That 2nd down play nets a -4. Watson throwing on 3rd and long. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield.
They're running it. 31.
They will indeed snap it to Watson. And my goodness, this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here on the turnover on downs. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. And he'll give it here to his running back. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and
that's caught inside the 30. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
This one out quickly to Westbrook. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. D.D. Westbrook with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. Extra point tacked on by Lambo. And that makes this a 9-point game.
15. Texans 6.
And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you, because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game.
Texans 6.
Now a handoff here to his running back. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, as they have now chopped this lead down to 3. So that's a really big play here in the 4th quarter. And don't look now, they're right back in this game.
Did it feel to you, as it did to me, that maybe they were a little bit soft in what they were lining up with on defense? Almost like they were protecting the lead rather than trying to make a play.
And now that lead is down to just 1 score. And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And he'll take it out to the 25.
Ready up.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before, because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters, because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Fournette, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Offensively, with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Check the backer, check the backer. Watch twist, watch twist.
Let go.
Again, it's Fournette. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down? This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this 4th quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the 4th quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
Topper, topper.
Check 3, check 3, check 3.
Go.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return, and the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. They want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. And they give this time to the tailback. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Miles Jack with a sack. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on 2nd down. Here's Watson. And he's going to have the hook up to QT. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
The 20! And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Running game working, they'll stick with it on 1st down. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
Another carry for their leader, and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Deshaun Watson with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Texans have taken the lead.
There it is, partner. You see it. 4 fingers. What does that mean?
4 fingers. That signifies the 4th quarter's here.
That's right. Who's going to dominate? Usually both teams are holding them up. We own the 4th quarter. What we found out so far. 2 touchdowns here, and now they've taken the lead.
Yeah, second one putting them in front. You know what I see on the other sideline, though? It seems like they've tensed up, had that lead. They were playing not to lose it, and they've lost it.
That's a great observation. When you play not to lose, you usually don't win.
Now, though, they'll have the opportunity to respond.
Here we go.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire.
Go.
They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. This is caught inside the 15. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 53 yards.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. And he'll give it here to his running back. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Jadeveon Clowney there on the stop.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here.
Ready. 50, plant. You draw quarters. 36. Ready.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Fournette. And same result. He's going to take this just to the line of scrimmage before running into a brick wall. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. He's got the hook up with Conley. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. And down by 5, they've got to go for it here on 4th down.
Yes.
He's back to throw. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. It's still 2 timeouts defensively, but even if they choose to use those, 3 kneel downs should be enough to get out of here with a victory.
And that's exactly what's being stated into the head coach's headset. Oftentimes they have a guy upstairs who monitors this at the end of the game. Little clock management 101.
The first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. From the end zone, Watson looking for his running back, and he's got it. And this one will be taken up. They'll spot it right at the 7. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining. And the Jags, Charles, I think they're in the dime here.
Covering a lot of field.
Watson. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll be hit and dropped for a loss at the 5-yard line. A great come-from-behind victory in this one, Charles. And really the difference, obviously, was that 4th quarter. They dominated.
And it has to start with believing that you can make that comeback. Because we've been in games before. We've done games where you can just look at one team and realize they have no chance of making it back. Not in the one we just saw here. They did it, and they did it well.
So for Houston, the win here means it'll be a 7-1 first half of the season. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, they'll fall to 5-3 with a loss. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against Jacksonville. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.